If you love Dragon Ball as much as I do and want to make sure the whole world knows it, check out the brand new I Heart DB t-shirt, also available in hoodie variety. You can get it now in several different sizes and multiple different colors. Whatever color you want, you can get it, and it ships anywhere in the world. These are limited edition, so get yours today. In Manga Chapter 50, Moro got his wish and now has an army of minions to serve him and his evil plans. And the manga chapter ended with Vegeta going to planet Yardrat for a mysterious reason. Well, here we are with Dragon Ball Super, Manga Chapter 51, continuing the story. There have been rumors about this chapter, or this story arc ending soon. I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all, especially with this manga chapter, because they set up a lot of things for the future. So it seems like this story is far from over. We pick up with Moro again digesting another planet, absorbing it, and this time he has no beard, and presumably the reason for that is because he's getting younger with the more planets that he absorbs, and that's probably why he's looking a lot younger. No more facial hair. He looks to be a little bit more ripped, because he's now gaining that power that he had lost all those millions of years ago. And when asked about the Galactic Patrol, Moro isn't even sweating them. He's like, I'll take care of him. I'll kill him whenever I get a chance. So again, overconfidence seems to be a thing that almost every Dragon Ball villain has. And this is supposed to be a smarter villain, but now he's kind of regressing into that trope territory where they all kind of, oh, well, I'll let them live. No, dude, you should go after them now because they're going to come back and come up with some way to beat you. But whatever. I just hope that Moro doesn't become Boro and ruin this arc when it was going so well. But he's more focused on getting stronger, and thus he's having his minions search all throughout the galaxy for new planets for him to absorb and take their life energy. So at the Galactic Patrol headquarters, the Galactic King finds out that, yeah, there's been a prison break and everybody's out. And he freaks out, which shouldn't surprise you. But they are trying to work out a strategy to beat this guy. Meanwhile, Goku inquires about Majin Buu, who has fallen back asleep again. So the recurring joke recurs once again. Goku suspects that Vegeta went to go train, and MERUS is intrigued at the idea of him training. But we see Vegeta in his ship with that kidnapped Galactic Patrol guy. And he tells us about this guy named Saganbo, who is one of Moro's gang of bandits leaders, the leader of the gang of bandits. And we also find out that the trip to Yardrat is going to be about a week. So is Moro going to be able to conquer the entire universe and eat all the planets within 1 week? Vegeta will have to stop him before then. But they do hint at the fact that Vegeta knows something. The Yardrats know something, and it's not a strategy that he really likes. There's also a scene here where Vegeta talks about overcoming Moro and getting a victory, and then he says he wants to get a victory over Kakarot, and I think people are misinterpreting that scene. I don't think he's talking about actually wanting to hurt Goku. I think it's more so the fact that he's a competitor to Goku and he wants to be able to get more wins under his belt than Goku. I don't really see that as him wanting to physically hurt Goku. I think it's more so he wants to surpass Goku like he always has. So we then cut to Moro's minions on another planet going to war with, well, the species that resembles, or screw it, it doesn't resemble. This is the planet that Pui Pui, the same one that Vegeta killed in the Buu saga, is from, the Zune planet. And I'm happy that we're actually seeing these worlds in the Dragon Ball Super manga. That's one thing I like about Toyotaro, is his expansion of the lore. And I love the fact that we're literally seeing it right before our very eyes, Planet Zune, because it actually says Planet Zune. So what a great throwback to a character from the Buu saga that we haven't seen in quite some time. Of course, these dudes are extremely weak compared to Moro's minions, who just rip them apart. We're seeing some violent stuff here, some neck breaking, some bodies being cut in half. I mean, this manga chapter pulls no punches, and these dudes are just, it's violent as hell, bro, and I love it. What a crazy group of villains building up great heat for these guys to eventually go down. And not only is the planet going to be set up for Moro to eat, but the thieves or whatever get to keep the treasure. So I guess it's an even trade. We're going to give you treasure, but you got to kill the people on the planet for me. I think Moro's giving them a pretty good deal. But Moro does successfully eat the planet of Zoom and gets even stronger. We are introduced to 3 new characters here who I don't know if they're going to actually be main characters or not in this arc, because they gave them quite an introduction. We have these three girls, one with a mohawk that kind of resembles Zangya from the BoJack movie, one that looks like Android 21, and then one that looks like a grown-up, angrier version of, well, Arale, and it's kind of funny, but good throwback designs here, and this appears to be the next target of Moro's, minions, because they're trying to get all of these treasures. So they're also escapees as well. So in the last part of the manga chapter, we cut back to Goku and the rest of the Galactic Patrol on their ship, and they're having trouble catching up with Moro, but Goku suspects that MERUS may actually be stronger than he thought, throws a punch at MERUS, and MERUS dodges it with some good reflexes. So Goku's pretty impressed, and he wants to feel just how strong MERUS is. So they go spar together one-on-one, and of course Goku's very excited. It's a training room that was built just for the agents of the GP. So Goku, and when I say GP, I mean Galactic Patrol, not Grand Priest. So just clarifying that. So Goku and MERUS have a little sparring match here. I guess your fight of the episode or of the manga chapter. And MERUS does surprisingly good dodging base Goku. Remember, this version of base Goku is very, very, very powerful. This is like after Whis training in base and things like that. This guy's just an animal. Goku, of course, transforms into SS1. Later on, he goes to SS3. And just having MERUS be able to compete with Goku, even on this level, says that MERUS is way stronger than we all thought. And Goku, of course, is testing MERUS's power to see if he has some hidden potential. But once Goku goes to Super Saiyan God, the roof of the training room starts to crack because it's just too much power. But nonetheless, it still shows that they're kind of building up something with MERUS. MERUS may actually be a much bigger player in the combat realm than anything else. So it ends up being a thing where Goku actually tells MERUS, "Why don't you train me?" And that was kind of a weird thing to say. But it makes sense when he explains that he wants to learn and tap into Ultra Instinct one more time. So they are teasing the return of Ultra Instinct at some point in the future. So there is a lot of foreshadowing in this chapter for things in the future. And we end the chapter with Sagambo robbing somebody and revealing that he's really not working for Moro. He's pretending to pledge his allegiance to him, but he really does not care that much. He wants to do things his own way. So that's going to be another character that's going to have his own little story in this arc. I really like how it feels very spacey, and you have different factions and different groups having their own agenda. And it definitely feels like a different sort of thing for Dragon Ball, something we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time. But the manga chapter ends with him saying, "Let's go to Earth." So we are going back to Earth at some point, which means that we might see Gohan, we might see other characters fighting in the future, and the manga chapter ends with Vegeta finally, at that moment, making it to Yardrat. I am excited to see where this story goes. Grandiose story. We ain't nowhere close to being done with this manga chapter, or I'm sorry, with this manga story arc. We are nowhere close to being finished with it. It really looks like what's happening here is they're setting up multiple different plot threads. There's going to be a problem on Earth, the Moro problem in space, and Vegeta's own little side quest. It almost feels like Empire Strikes Back when you've got Luke and Han and sort of going on their separate quests. Luke is with Yoda, Han is with Leia and 3PO, and they're escaping the Empire. It sort of feels like that, where you have different things going on. Toyotaro's moving these chess pieces around and keeping me interested, which he failed to do for the last couple of arcs before this one. But here, I am interested to see where it goes. We are going to go back to Earth. Someone else is going to get involved in that storyline, so I look forward to seeing where that goes in the near future. Let me know what you thought about Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 51. Again, not a revolutionary chapter by any means. No huge, twist or no Frieza fake rumor that came out earlier this week. Even though Frieza might come into this arc in the future, same thing with Broly and other characters. We don't know if they will be. There's been really no hints to it except for that little bonus page that Toyotaro drew for Broly. So we don't know if he's going to be here or not, but at least more characters from Earth are going to get involved, and Goku's still trying to tap into Ultra Instinct because he knows that, that might be the key to putting Moro away once and for all. So again, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this chapter. I enjoyed it. I had a good time, and I look forward to seeing where this story goes in the future. Thank you again for watching. Remember to take care of yourself and each other, and yeah, the manga continues, and I kind of like it. See you later.